Traders are wary of the trade war raging, but the heartland still must feed the country. Will global disorder stifle investor appetite for AGCO? Or are their tractors sexy enough to make this stock a top seed?
You know what's funny? People are very worried about a trade war-induced recession, which is why the averages sold off hard today. But you know what managed to buck the trend and actually rally? The farm equipment stocks. Yep, even though China's aggressively targeting American agriculture with tariffs of their own, and we've had some horrible weather across vast swaths of the country, some of the ag stocks are giving you big gains. Look at AGCO, one of the major farm equipment makers, with a stock that's up nearly more than 20% year to date. I think that's in part because the U.S. government is more than willing to bail out farmers who get hurt in the trade war, but it's also because, and I think far more important, AGCO has a ton of international exposure, which is one reason why the company was able to report a blowout quarter earlier this month. So can the stock keep climbing? Let's take a closer look with Martin Richenhagen. He's the chairman, president, and CEO of AGCO. Get a better sense of what's happening in the agricultural space and how this company's doing. Mr. Richenhagen, welcome back to Mad Money.
Thank you very much. Life is good.
Well, I like that, Martin, because I've got to tell you, I was trying to figure out how you did a blowout quarter. North America down 0.6%. South America down 2.6%. Asia Pacific down 9.6%. Europe's up, and yet you put it all together and you had a fantastic quarter. How are you able to make so much money with those sales?
Well, we focused on improvement initiatives already starting last year, because we wanted to be more independent from everything which is going on in a more volatile political environment. And I think we are doing fine. So our focus this year is on margin improvements, and the same will be for next year. So we want to be at around 8% this year and 10% next year. And I think this is a great story for our shareholders.
Okay, well, this is very different. You know Deere, obviously, and Deere has come off to me.
I never heard that name.
Yeah,
so
I figure you're familiar with it. But they've become very episodic. I mean, frankly, you never know whether they're going to hit it out of the park or not. I think through innovation and through a consistent margin improvement, you've changed things. I regard you now as a good growing machinery company, not an ag company that's related to weather or farm subsidies. Is that a better way to look at AGCO?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. And then we are also, let's say, I also have to say, John Deere is a very fine company. So I don't want to be negative on them. We focused very much on, let's say, our business processes. And we are also very, very global. So that helps, of course. So when you spread basically your business all over the world, you don't depend so much on one single market.
One of the things that surprised me, if you asked me three countries that I would not expect to be doing well right now, France, United Kingdom because of Brexit, and Spain, which is supposed to be just still mired in a very big slowdown, those were hugely good countries for you. How do you explain that?
Well, it's technology. We have basically the finest products in the industry. And we basically, we always had the idea to differentiate. And what is very important for us is to create a value for our customers. So when you buy a Fendt or Valtra or Massey Ferguson tractor or combine, we make sure that you have the lowest cost of operating that product during the whole life cycle of the product. And so our customers understand that, and they, as soon as they own a product from us, they see that this adds value or profits to their bottom line.
Okay, so give me a little sense of what's going on with world trade here in the United States versus China, because China has been really placing orders away. I know from some of the seed companies, they've been going to Brazil. But the expectation is they'll come right back. I'm wondering whether things aren't a little bit more sticky once you leave the food chain from the United States and go to Brazil. I don't think you just turn on the jets and go back to the United States that easily, do you?
No, the Chinese, of course, are people who like long-term relationships. Normally, they are pretty loyal. When you have a contract, you can do business with the same guys for a long period of time. So that will be a little bit more work to gain them back. But the quality of our products, beans and corn, chicken, beef, pig, is excellent. So therefore, I think we have a certain advantage here. And the American farmers are doing a great job. So what we say at AGCO, no farmers, no nation. I really mean it. So I think people in Washington also understand how important the farmers are for the country, and therefore I'm optimistic that finally a deal is done.
You are optimistic. Why? I mean, everyone's turned so pessimistic here. I mean, that's why our market's been down for 6 straight weeks. People have given up.
You need to think a little anti-cyclical. If everybody is only pessimistic and blames other people for problems in their own company, I think that doesn't work. You need to accept the world, so to say. You can try to influence, but you know that you can't do that as a company. And then you need to look into your company and try to run it properly and make it more efficient every day.
Well, thank you. I'm getting tired of hearing that companies are at the whims of politicians in different countries and the capitals of those countries. It's nice to hear that companies can actually help themselves, which is why you really did have a great quarter, Martin. Thank you so much for coming on Mad Money.
Well, finally, politicians are not different from CEOs, so there's some good and some not so good.
I like that.
So
I like that thought. Let's keep that.
Thank you very much.
Oh, of course. That's Martin Richenhagen, Chairman, President, and CEO of AGCO. Hey, listen, just because Deere didn't do that well doesn't mean AGCO had to do poorly. It's doing better than Deere. Stick with Cramer. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.